So I fully expect to get a lot of comments from you guys saying this was a boring episode, and I think so far this season has been a little bit slow, but I will say that the case in this episode, I found it to be really interesting, really intriguing, and I love the way that it was resolved, that she actually was able to get that footage from the ATM, and that his previous attorney had basically been withholding that for a couple of years, and I think even at the time of his trial, which is absolutely terrible. And I felt so bad for his daughter when the accusation was made that maybe he wasn't, you know, her dad after all she's been through and been living without a mom and a dad for all these years, basically. So I thought it was really like heartwarming that she got this guy free because he obviously did not commit the crime that he was accused of. So I found that case to be super interesting, and I think, you know, when they have these side case stories, they're not always that interesting, but I thought this one really was. So let's go to the end of this episode where Michaela honestly did look like Annalise. I don't know if we're trying to get parallels here. I feel like some of you have mentioned it in the comments that she might become the new Annalise, but I don't know what has gone down. She looks like she has just been through the worst day of her life. So I assume that has to do maybe with what is the blood in the elevator, but maybe it's just more dealing with her trying to work against Laurel's dad and then the predicament that Laurel is in. We found out in this episode, and like I'd always thought that Laurel was going to have a boy, and she confirmed it. I don't know why I thought that, and I think some of you guys thought that because it would be like Wes Jr. or whatever. I don't know if she's going to name him that or what, but with Michaela saying that the baby was dead, I definitely don't think they will go there. We've talked about this before, and I don't think they're going to have Wes dead and then his kid dead. It's just tragic beyond belief. And I don't see them killing off a kid, especially after Annalise's kid died. So it's just too much death, and I don't think that's what's happening. And I personally think that the baby is in a good place, and I think Annalise probably has the baby, and I think I've also told you this before because I think that like Laurel's dad wanted to kidnap the kid or something terrible was going to happen to it, so Annalise has intervened, and I think all of that will be okay. So I kind of feel like the overlying mystery for this season is weak, especially since it involves Laurel's dad. And I think Jimmy Smits is a really, really good actor, but so far he hasn't impressed me at all in this season, and I just get super bored, like every time that there's a sequence with him, not a sequence, a scene with him, like I just get super, super bored. So I don't know. I think that's like, I think that it could get better, and I think his part could be more interesting, but right now it's just that's the parts that kind of drag for me. Most everyone called it, or a lot of people called it. I know Ralph off the top of my head was maybe the first person to comment that the woman, the body that was identified in this episode was going to be the woman from last week who she helped get out of jail, which is just a super tragic story as well. It seems like the woman did not live very long after she got out of jail, which is just awful because she had her freedom and it was just pretty much wasted. So that was sad. But I will say from the standpoint of the overall mystery for the entire season, this episode was pretty weak because we didn't really get many clues. As far as the blood in the elevator, we pretty much didn't get any clues on that at all. And I just don't know how much I care about any of those mysteries. I really enjoyed the case in this episode, but the blood in the elevator I'm not really caring about right now. The mystery with Laurel's baby, not really caring about, because I just feel like they want us to think that he's going to be killed, and I don't see them doing that. So I just kind of feel like they're out of ideas this season or something, but maybe it'll turn around. It's only episode 3, but usually their main mystery is like very juicy, very good, and every episode kind of ends with that, and you're really excited to watch more. Also, we had Laurel becoming an intern with Bonnie and Nate, which I found interesting. That whole thing is interesting. The fact that Bonnie and Annalise almost got into a fist fight was really funny, and then she almost fought the previous lawyer for Ben. It was just like so many almost fights happening in this episode. So I would say it was a bad episode because I love the case so much, but when we're talking about the overall season, I think it's just been weak for the past 3 episodes. But let me know what you think. If you didn't know, I have a live chat every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern so we can share our theories and everything. It's so much fun. If you can make it, that's amazing. But if not, I always upload it to my channel so you can watch it on your own time. I'm covering all of this season of How to Get Away with Murder. So if you enjoy these types of videos, give this a thumbs up, and please subscribe so that you don't miss any of these videos or the other shows that I cover. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see all of you at my chat tomorrow. So bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.